Hello and welcome, my name is Ajax and today I'm bringing you a deck profile on pure mekk-knights. I fucking love this deck. It's been a while since I've played it. I wanted to bust it out. I've been playing a lot of shit all invoked and I wanted to break from that deck, so this is the old reliable. I think a lot of people sleep on pure mekk-knights. This deck is super fucking underrated. Does a lot of like really cool things, has a lot of like neat interactions with meta cards. So yeah, that's why I played it. We went X1 today. We played 3 Dragon Links. We played 1 Dogma Invoked Eldritch, and we played 1 Praying Kid Adamantipator. Our only loss was to one of the 3 Dragon Links. So getting to the profile, we played 3 mekk-Girsu, 3 Blue Sky, and 3 Purple Nightfall. We played 3 of all the best mekk-knights. The reason for that is we always want to see any one of these in our opening hand. They see our engine pieces, they all search each other in like some way, shape, or form. Yeah, cards are all really good. Some people will play less blue, like they'll play like 2 or 3, 2, maybe even 1 blue. But in this deck, since we're playing pure, like we want to see blue in our hand. It's one of the best mekk-knights since it's gonna be adding us different names. And then for our more techie mekk-knights, we play 2 Move Man, 1 red, 1 yellow. Sorry, I'll move that out of the glare. So we played 2 Indigo instead of 1, even though it's searchable, because it's actually kind of nice to open, and it's also one of the best cards to pitch from our hand for Morningstar effect, because we're going to be bringing it back with secrets anyway, so it's essentially like going even. Red is going to be a great way to like clear boards, especially like pop monsters that have their monster effects negated. So like if we Dark Ruler no more, Dragoon, Savage, and whatever, this is a great way to like clear those monsters that we might have a hard time beating over. And then yellow is really good into matchups like a window deck, pop the schism, or any trap cards we're afraid of like TT before we summon and commit to more cards. It's also really good in Eldritch. This can force out the Conquistador Sanguine combo before we start using like our more important mekk-knights. Yep, it's also an extra name to search with blue because blue has to be different names. Yep. So that rounds out all the mekk-knight monsters. We don't play green. I think green's a win war card. If you were able to activate and resolve green, you should have already won the game, I think, for the most part. So, and orange is just terrible. So we play our 1 brick. This is our chalice. This is our target for Girsu. I drew this 5 times today, and I only lost 1 time I drew it. Not necessarily like saying that because the card is like fantastic to draw, but because we're pitching with Morningstar, like this card we pitch, and then the next turn we're gonna banish it to add a card. So like not only does it trade 1 for 1 for the card we search, because we're also chain blocking the mekk-Girsu, not the mekk-Girsu, the Morningstar, but this card also is going to be our follow-up play, so even when we're pitching out of hand and going 1 for 1, it's almost like we're going 2 for 1. So we're pitching this card and getting the card and getting another card, so card is fucking fantastic. It's also loopable with key. You can add it back. You activate key, add it back from banish, then pitch it again, and then the next turn banish it. I resolved this card either 2 or 3 times against a Dogma Eldritch Invoke player. We had like a 30-minute game 1. It was fucking insane. And this card is the biggest reason why I won that match, because I was able to loop this card. Next for our generic cards, we play a Pankratops. I wish this card was at 3. This card breaks like the Dragon Link seal board so easily. If you draw this card, you fuck Dragon Link so hard, because you just special, go battle phase, attempt to swing it into the seal, they go seal effect, you go chain, target Savage, and then Savage has to negate it, and then all they have is like a hot red. This card's fantastic because hot red also can't deal with this. They have to Savage negate this because hot red only negates face-up cards on the field, so you just chain, send, and then they have to Savage. This card's fucking great. For Kaijus, we play 2 Godarla. I fucking hate this card. I really wish these were turtles, but because of Bird Up, like I'm trying to respect Bird Up. No one at my locals plays it anymore. Like it's all like Dragon Link, Eldritch, some rogue decks here and there, a lot of Invoked, and like Turtle is so much better because all the mekk-knights can swing over it. Since this is 27 attack, like it unironically is like hard to out because like the mekk-knights other than like Avermax and the extra deck like have a really hard time beating over this thing. So like you have to summon like red and pop it, or then shuffle it with lib, which feels really bad. So like I really want this to be Turtle. If you're going to a big event, you should definitely play this card, but if you're playing locals and no one's really playing Bird Up, you don't play this card. It's really bad. You should play Gamma Seal. Next we play 2 Hand Traps, we play 2 Ash Blossom. This is really only here, again, for the Bird Up match. Like, we really respect that matchup. It's also, like, pretty good into Eldritch. Like, a lot of people think that Ashing, like, a Sanguine feels bad because the Sanguine just turns into another card. But realistically, like that takes like 4 turns to be relevant, because like they set their cards, you do your play, you stop their main play that's gonna quote unquote interrupt you, and then they have to, then you pass to them, then they banish the cards, and then they have to wait till it gets back to you to do anything with those cards. So like it's like 3 turns of value just for ashing a Sanguine. It takes Eldritch players so long. Trust me, I played a shit ton of Eldritch. When your Sanguine gets ashed, you feel fucking terrible. Like if you don't just have access to another one for instantly for the next turn, like you already have one set or one in your hand, like you just feel fucking awful. So Ash is a good card. I don't like playing hand traps in this deck, but I kind of make an exception for it. It is cuttable though. Like if you want to play things like Lightning Storm or something else instead of this card, you can do that. For our power spells, we play 3 Dark Ruler No More, 3 TTT, and 3 Cosmic Cyclone. All of these cards are fantastic at breaking boards. They're good into every. I love Cyclone. It's good into every fucking matchup now because combo decks like Dragon Link are also playing a spell and trap. So Cosmic Cyclone is fucking nuts, even if you're playing into combo. Dark Ruler No More is like there's not much to say on this card. The only thing you have to worry about is Hot Red. So like you like really badly need to get out the tidying before you use this card. It's really important. Because also you got to keep in mind that Noctivision can essentially negate Cosmic Cyclone. So you have to be really careful. Like there was my only loss today was one of the 3 Dragon Link players, and I opened Cosmic and Dark Ruler and it just doesn't do anything because they milled a Nocto off the Pepega Ruler, and then I went Cosmic forgetting it was in the graveyard. They stopped the Cosmic, and I'm like, well, I think you got this. And I Dark Ruler in game 3, and he goes Chain Tidying to bounce one of the dragons, and then Hot Red target to negate the Dark Ruler that's still on the field. So that felt really fucking bad. So you just gotta be really careful with activating that card. Lastly, Triple Tactic Talent. This card is fucking nuts. I use the draw effect less than any of the other 3 effects. The confiscation effect is insane, and the stealing of monster is insane. If you can bait out a negate and then steal like a Mechaba or steal a Dragoon or whatever, this card is instantly like value. This card's fucking nuts. If you're only using the draw 2, you're using the card wrong. Next we play 3 Memory. This is your E-Telly from mekk-knights. Just keep in mind, if you summon a Girsu off this, the Girsu can't summon the tokens because the tokens aren't mekk-knight tokens for some reason. They're World Legacy tokens, which is fucking annoying. If you could summon a Girsu and make a World Legacy token off this card, the deck would be fucking broken. So I guess it's good that restriction's in place, but like, did they really need that restriction? Anyways, this can still summon a purple, banish the purple, add the Girsu or add the blue, and then you pop off from there. Card's fantastic. Keep in mind this is also like an interruption card. Like if you already have the secrets or the spell negate or the trap negate up, setting this card and then passing isn't the worst because they go effect and then you chain memory and then summon it to whatever column that card is in. So like I had a guy like go Nadir's Servant and I go chain summon out the Indigo in the column that the Nadir is in, and then it negates the Nadir. So this card's really fucking good. Now we play 2 pots. This helps with our consistency. Helps us see our Girsu. You could play 3. I don't really have the space right now. Realistically, it could be 3. But I don't know. I think 2 is fine. The way I see it is I see this card as like my normal summon because it helps me get there. So if I play 2 normal summons on the side, 3 in the main, and then I also have the 2 spell cards to get me there, it's like, do I really want more? You could also make an argument to play Extravagance instead of this card to help you get free value, but I feel like that conflicts a lot with Dark Ruler No More and the Kaijus. Because like when I was testing out Extravagance, there were times where I was saving Extravagance for the Fallout play on the turn after, and that just feels really bad. Like when I could have just like activated a pot after I Kaiju'd their like 1 spell negate, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I feel like this card is just better. For our 1-0s, we play Succession, the Duster, and the Key. The Key is the card that helps you loop the Chalice and also negates trap cards. This card is very good. This card is your win button against Eldritch. Duster is not much to say. This card is Pepega. I don't know why it's banned. It's not banned. And then Succession, this is our extender that we make off flip. So cards are very good. Next we play 2 Imperm, 2 Secrets, and 1 Whispers. Whispers is your spell negate. Not much to say there, that's really all it does. It can also boost the mekk-knight by 1k. That has come up once or twice, funnily enough, but card's good. Helps you negate stuff like Nadir's Servant, Cursed Outland, whatever. Secrets, this is your Call of the Haunted, which is going to negate monsters. This also helps you, like, this card is essential because This is going to summon back your cards that are going to negate stuff for this. So you're going to summon it to a column, chain this, and then you're going to summon it while this is active on the field to negate whatever the spell or trap or whatever it is. So this card is very, very, very important. You can make an argument for playing it at 3, because opening it, even though it's searchable, like opening it feels really good. And mekk-knights, it's really important that you have a really good amount of spells and traps in your deck, because you need to be able to set cards to help make yourself columns when your opponent doesn't plays around mekk-knights or doesn't give you any. So this card is very, very good. And then Imperm, even though I fucking hate hand traps, this is also a board breaking card, and it also functions as a card you can set. Honestly, you could play this card at 3. If I had space, I probably would. Card is fantastic. Next, we are going to go on to the extra deck. First off, we have an Omega. We don't play Gamma or anything. This is literally just a thing to shuffle back the app clone. When you play against things like Maximus, a lot of people think it's good just to play like something like Antis and pop something on their field, and you're like, oh, that's so good. But in reality, like all the Nadir turbo decks that just send a Shadal app clone to add Schism, the only Shadal monster they have to make a Winda is the app clone. So in standby phase, because you can only activate Schism in main phase, you literally just activate Omega and then just shuffle back the app clone, and then their Schism is dead. They literally can't play the game. So this card is very, very good. We play 1 Dragoon. This is we don't play Red Eyes Fusion or anything, but this is our Waking the Dragon target. This could also be a Last Warrior from another planet. This could be a Winda. There's a lot of cards you could summon. If you don't have access to Dragoons, you could just play those. I just like the fact that this is just like a random negate, and it's a hard monster to beat over. Because people already have trouble like adding shit like Avermax. So like if you have an Avermax and Waking the Dragon, and then you also summon a Dragoon, like they have so many cards they have to struggle to out. It's just like cards are very oppressive. Play the 1 Avermax. Yeah, the card's fucking nuts. You can make this with an IP. Can't be targeted, can't be destroyed by card effects. Like you literally have to non-target send this guy, or beat him by battle, which is just never gonna happen. So, card is crazy. We play 1 Supreme. Card can attack directly. Don't forget about that. It can special mekk-knight from deck. Also can't be targeted when things are pointing or things aren't pointing in. It's not pointing to things. Card's really fucking good. I've definitely won games just by swinging directly at that card. IP. This is the card we make Avermax with. We don't summon things on our opponent's turn. We just use it for the can't be destroyed effect. We play 3 Morningstar and 3 Lib. These are the best Link 2s. We go into these all the time. You unironically need 3 of both of these. Usually 1 and 1 is my prosperity target because it doesn't always come up, but there are a lot of games where like having the 3rd one is actually important. So don't forget Lib's a non-target shuffle, and don't forget the funny effect of Morningstar. Like to kill them, for someone to kill them, they have to be in the same column as them. Don't forget about that. You can like, depending on like how the game state is, like I had a game where like my opponent had 4 monsters on the field except in the Morningstar's column, and then they linked off like their Eldritch, and then they went to summon back the Eldritch to make the train. So they made the train in this guy's column, and then I went Indigo effect to move it to another column, and then they just passed because they just couldn't out the card, which is fucking hilarious. Because they thought they were going to swing twice over it and kill me. Instead, I was just like, nope, move it somewhere else. Card's funny. Oh, I forgot to mention the whole point why you play this card. I was just so happy to mention its stupid effects. This is your card that you are going to this is your card that you are going to search all your World Legacy cards. Also, a note about Ib. When you make the token with Girsu in the combo, you don't, even though Lib can help you chain block your Morningstar, you don't always want to shuffle back the token you make and give to them, because it prevents stuff like Evenly Match and Lightning Storm, which really hurt this deck. So don't always shuffle back the token that Lib makes. Think about it before you do it. You play Link Karibo and an Almirage. So Almirage is for a side deck card that I'll get to in a minute. You can also technically normal an Ash, make an Almirage, set a card, and then make a column for yourself if you're desperate. But we play it for a side deck card, which is Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, which I'll get to in a bit. And then we play 1 Link Karibo. The reason why I play Link Karibo is because the token is a Dark level 1. And this card is Dark, which is going to help us make our Galatea. Because Mekk-Girsu is an Orcus monster, so we can play 1 Galatea and 1 Dingirsu. This is an extra out to cards we can't target or destroy. So things like Dragoon, ironically Avermax, shit like that. So this is why we play those cards. Going into our side deck, we play a couple going first cards. We play an artifact package. Both times I sided, or 2 of the 3 games I sided this, I won. The one game that I didn't win when I sided these in, what's it called? I didn't draw them. But they would have been nice to draw. And then we play 2 Lancia as well. I wish I could play 3. I'm just running out of space in my side deck. This is also summonable off of Sanctum, so keep that in mind. It might actually come up. But we mostly play Lancia for the Dino matchup. Next we play 3 Waking the Dragon. A lot of people side back row hate for us, so when we play this card simply just to say, if you want to kill our back row, you're going to have to accept that you're also going to hit a Waking the Dragon. Some people blind Cosmic into me, most people don't. Normally you're using this card when they twin or duster you, and they're trying to clear your whole back row. We play 2 Iblis. This is essentially 2 extra normal summons when you're going first, so you have 5 in the deck going first. There's a lot of times you can like big brain people, and like you're going blind second deck, so if you lose game 1, they're just going to think you're going to second again, and a lot of times you can just side to go first. They side a lot of bad cards that aren't going to do anything, and that because they think they're going first, so they just side more, like win more cards, and then you just side in stuff like Iblis and Sanctums and Waking the Dragons going first, and it's just really hard for them to do anything. This fucks up Dragon Link a lot. It makes it really hard for them to make the correct zones to like make the LP Pisty combo. On top of this card being an FTK into both Trishawn and Virtual World. Let me play 3 Nibiru. It's just the generic side deck card for combo. There's an argument to be maining this card over things like Ash Blossom that are like less impactful. I'd probably agree with that. I might test it in the main deck because 3 of my 5 games today were Dragon Link. I play against a lot of Dragon Link online. It's also really good into Prank Kids, stuff like that. So no Prank Kid player plays around Nib game 1, so like maybe I should just play it. I'll show you the basic combo real quick before I peace out. We're just going to show you the normal summon Girsu, the good old special. This combo does require you to have any mekk-knight or World Legacy card already in your hand. So this is essentially a 2-card combo. So we're going to normal Girsu, we're going to activate his effect, we're going to give our opponent our token, and give ourselves a token. Now if this was late game and we top decked or searched off purple, we could make this into a Link Karibo and then make a Galatea. But for purposes, we're just going, this is our first turn of the game. I pulled out the Chalice early. We're also sending the Chalice off Girsu. Bad streamer, man. Bad streamer, man. So we're using those 2 to link off into the token and the Girsu. We're going to link off into a Lib. Now the reason why we're linking off into a Lib is because normally we will have more cards, so we can just special our Indigo or other extenders. So Lib helps us set up a column. So when you go Lib, you can set a succession from deck, and then summon something back, and then make a Morningstar. But for the purposes of this, we don't have all those cards, so we're just going to go straight into mekk-knight Morningstar. Morningstar is going to trigger. We're going to pitch Indigo. This is our graveyard, and then we are going to set, or we're going to add a World Legacy Secret, and we're going to set it. So this is our like basic 1-card combo. This isn't like a quote-unquote menacing board, but this is like 2 cards. So we have the Morningstar, we have the Call of the Haunted Iron opponent's turn, which is going to be a monster negate, and then we can move it to negate another monster. And then on our next turn, we're going to banish the Chalice, and we can add any World Legacy card. And keep in mind, if we open any other form of interruption, Imperm, World Legacy Key, World Legacy Memory, Artifact Scythe, all these cards are really good. A lot of times, like all you really need is just like a Scythe to end their turn and then OTK them. And keep in mind, we are going second deck, so I was just showing you a very basic combo. We're not even talking about things like breaking boards where you Dark Ruler no more, and then you special a purple. Things like this. Like let's say you Dark Ruler no more, you special a purple, you purple effect, target self, you banish, it comes back next standby, you're going to summon a blue, you're going to add and summon a blue, and then blue is going to add you a Girsu, and then you normal Girsu, and then you send, and then you do all this stuff all over again. So this deck is really, really fun, has a lot of recursion, a lot of ways to break boards, have really interesting interactions, and I find this deck really fucking fun. It requires a lot of thinking, But if you're willing to try a deck and learn it, I really recommend giving this one a try. It's a lot of fun. Mekk-knights are probably one of my favorite decks of all time that aren't Pendulum. And if you like going second decks, this is the deck for you. So I really appreciate you watching my deck profile. Trying to think if there's any other tips and tricks I can give you. I told you about moving the Morning Star, which is funny. What else did I say? No, I mean, I told you most of what I wanted to get out. Other things are kind of intricate and they require a lot of setup and board states, so I feel like it'd be kind of a waste to talk about in a deck profile. But yeah, it's a really fucking fun deck. There's a lot to learn, a lot to think about when you play this deck, and it always keeps me on my toes. It's like a puzzle when you're breaking boards, and I fucking love that shit.